Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so it's been a while since I made a video, so we're going to make one here as kind of a, I like to make these kinds of videos to try to ease back into making videos. I have been doing a fair bit of research into making TBC guides when TBC is announced. Usually what happens is when TBC gets announced, there's usually like a henhouse private server that opens up, like a PvP server, arena type server, and I'll jump on that and, start playtesting and stuff again. But one other thing that's going to happen in TBC is going to be that a lot of Alliance players and a lot of players in general are going to basically be forced to level brand new Paladins and brand new Shamans in the TBC style. And since I've made videos on, like, how to level Paladin in Classic World of Warcraft, and we discovered that Stamina Spirit Gear was the way to go for Paladin, I've been wanting to test out and see if the Stamina Spirit Gear works even better for Shaman leveling in Classic World of Warcraft. And so we have a level 32 Shaman here. We have him naked. We have all of his Stamina Spirit Gear. We're just going to talk about this for a second. As it turns out, and I'm going to tell you right now, the TLDR on all this is that the Stamina Spirit Gear is hella fucking good to level a Shaman. My second most leveled class in Classic World of Warcraft, other than Paladin, is Shaman. And I used to follow the Shaman leveling guides where you're using a two-hander and, blah, 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 blah. But after looking at Stamina Spirit Gear, you couldn't pay me to level with a two-hander as a Shaman again. So let's not bury the lead here and just go into mathematical detail as to why this thing is actually so good. So to start off with, Shaman, unlike Paladin, has a lot of instant cast spells, so spells that will not interrupt your auto attack DPS, that have either a 1-to-1 mana efficiency ratio or better. So for example, this Flame Shock here, 160 mana for, what is that, like 190 damage. That's better than a 1-to-1 mana efficiency ratio. We got this Earth Shock here, 145 mana for like 130-ish damage. That's pretty close to a 1-to-1 mana efficiency ratio. Lightning Bolts, noticeably better than 1-to-1 mana efficiency ratio, but they interrupt your auto attack DPS. And of course, the big boy on the block is your damn Lightning Shield, which is, what is that? That's 240 nature damage for 180 mana. The TLDR when you're leveling just about any class in Classic World of Warcraft when it comes to your spells is that your healing spells are usually set at about 1 mana for 2 points of healing. And then if you're using spells that are less mana efficient than a 1-to-1 ratio, like 1 mana for 1 point of damage, there better be a good goddamn reason for it. So for example, on Paladin, when the Paladin is using the Stamina Spirit Gear, we're often using Consecration. And the main reason we're using, even on like a single target, but the reason why we're doing that is because if we don't do that, we just have all this extra mana coming in from the Spirit Gear that we need to do something to put it into damage, and we don't have any additional buttons. You literally have no additional buttons on a Paladin that really allow you to take your mana, front load it into damage on the enemy, and then sit on your Spirit Regeneration, right? But Shaman has that in spades. You got your shocks, you got your lightning shield, your searing totem is mana efficient to high fucking heaven, dear God. And then your healing spells, of course, are normal. So lots of ability to turn mana into damage on a Shaman and to not interrupt your auto attack. Basically, this thing is custom built for Stamina Spirit 6 ways from Sunday. Absolutely amazing. So anyways, now we need to go check out the math on the subject, okay? Oh, and so I don't bury the lead here. What we're going to do is I'm going to talk about the different gearing options on your Shaman, like, the classic strength stamina gear, two-handed weapon versus a one-hander and a shield with Stamina Spirit Gear, right? We have to compare those two. Then I'm going to show you in no uncertain terms what exactly the Spirit Gear is doing for this character. And then I'm going to go do a quest I haven't done in years, which is the Test of Endurance. It's the Harpy Caves the Harpies in the cave in Thousand Needles. that silence you and have a really fast respawn rate. We're gonna go do that. It's usually considered to be one of the harder, more dangerous quests on like a hardcore character. We're gonna see if we can't just make that look absolutely fucking easy as pie. All right. So before I bury the lead here, I know the ratios by heart with Paladin, so we're going to talk about it as Paladin and just know, holy crap, let me move a little bit forward. That guy came in hot. That Wyvern came in hot. I know these ratios by heart on Paladin, and they're just better on Shaman. So, for example, on Paladin, I know that the difference between wielding a one-handed weapon in your DPS and wielding a two-handed weapon in your DPS is that wielding a one-handed weapon, you'll do 80% of the DPS you would do on your Paladin if you that you would do if you were wielding a two-hander, right? On Shaman, that ratio is probably closer to like 85%, or I'm gonna stick up my hand and say 85%, maybe closer to 87. The reason for this is because if you have the mana, using Flame Shock, Lightning Shield, and Searing Totem on a single mob pull and on every mob pull, assuming you have the Spirit Regeneration behind it, assuming you have the mana behind it, it's not like Paladin where the vast majority of your DPS output is your weapon and just auto-attacking shit to death, right? These spells are taking out about 50% of the target's life, and then the rest of the target's life is basically being taken out by your weapon DPS, and then maybe like another 10% or probably closer to 20% of the target's life is being taken up by your Flame Tongue weapon enchant, or your Wind Fury, or Rock Biter. These are probably better comparisons than, well, I guess Wind Fury, never mind. Yeah, so my point is that it's like, you're not actually losing that much DPS by using a two-hander over a one-hander, and what you gain from it by wearing a shield instead is you gain such a significant chunk of armor on your Shaman that suddenly you have to spend less mana to heal yourself, which means you get to spend more mana into doing damage into the enemy. The moral of the story with Shaman is that if you can find ways to generate mana on your Shaman, you can convert that into pure fucking DPS, and it just ends up being more efficient than just about anything else you can do. All right, so let's proof this really fast. So I've already done some testing here really quick. Ugh, scroll out. Let me take a drink of water here. All right. So when you wear strength gear on your character, like if I had up-to-date gear that was nothing but stamina strength gear on my Shaman or on my Paladin, what that effectively does to your character is that it increases the amount of melee DPS, the amount of attack power your character has, by 25% at most, okay? Which means if you were butt naked swinging a two-handed weapon versus completely decked out in strength stamina gear, the difference in your DPS would be 75% versus, that's not true. It'd be 80% versus 100%. Because 80% plus 25% increased damage would be 100%. Yeah, math is weird that way. Okay, so that's what a full inventory of strength stamina basically does to your character. It increases your effective damage by about 25%. Not an insignificant number. The stamina Spirit Gear, however, is a completely different animal. Your character basically, when they're butt naked, has like 20 to 25-ish spirit regeneration depending upon your level. Per 2 seconds. That's just built into your character, and you get that at like level 1. That's why your mana bar regenerates so fucking fast at the lower levels, but then it starts becoming weaker and weaker over time. It's because the base regeneration of your character is so high at like 20-25. The Spirit Gear at the lower levels will increase the spirit regeneration of your character by 50%. But then in the higher levels, it becomes 30%. Oh, my bad, 100%. And then in the higher levels, like level 45, level 47, somewhere around there, when the game's actually getting quite tough, it's closer to like 120, 130%. And since you can convert that into raw damage, it gets absolutely disgusting. So let's put a pin in that. We'll come back to that. We'll show the base regeneration, and then we'll put on the gear and we'll showcase the difference. Actually, let's just do that right now. Okay, cool. So let's just proof that really fast here. All right, so let's try to get a decent number here. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, cool. So let's look at the spirit regeneration from 701. So we got a -1 from whatever the number is. So yeah, you can see it was 27. So currently we're regenerating about 27 mana every 2 seconds tick time. And that's when we're basically butt naked on this character. So it used to be 27. Let's throw on the gear. Okay, cool. We are completely geared up now. Sweetness. Let that go back up. Okay, 201. 44. Okay, so now it's at 43. Cool. That's very nice. We can also run over here. Oh, right. We don't have food buff or anything like that on. All right, let's go a little crazy with it. Let's get our food buff. Let's get this buff over here. We can kind of look a little bit into the future. So, like, you know, what it might look like at like level 40, something like that. So we just gained another spirit increase by 25% of level. So I do believe that means we gained like 8 spirit or something like that. I don't fucking know. This is a really great buff here from this guy in Camp Monachi. Absolutely adore this guy. Just gives you a 30-minute 25 stamina buff for like free, basically. Like, what the fudge? Anyways, what are we at now? I want one of these. I want one of these. No. Let's try to get a good number. 31? Okay. Minusing. So what are we at? 81. Ooh. Okay, so that means it went up by 50 exactly. That's actually the number I wanted to talk about, and I was going to use on the calculator over here to show you it's the value of the Spirit Gear. Got to run away a little bit here. Let's get back to the calculator. Okay, cool. So I know from experience on my Paladin that when I'm level 40, I have about 50 mana regeneration per 2 second spirit ticks on my character. I'm already getting that with these buffs here on this current gear at like level 32 with this Shaman. Don't know if Spirit has better effect on a Shaman than it does on a Paladin. I'll have to wait till level 40 to really confirm that. But, I mean, we're already right here. Okay, so what the hell does it mean that we basically gained something like... I'm going to use an odd even number here. Let's just do 24. Let's keep it nice and low. So what the hell does it mean? Because if you recall, I think our base regeneration that we saw was like 26 when we were butt naked. And currently we're at something like 50 with all this gear. So as you can see... without the buffs, it was like maybe an 80% increase to spirit regeneration, and then as we get the buffs and as the gear gets better over time, it goes up and up and up percentage-wise. But let's just ask ourselves a simple question like, I'll go 26, who cares? What is the value in DPS of 26 mana regeneration per 2 seconds from spirit regeneration? Okay, so we've got to cut it down a little bit. In combat, compared to, say, how much DPS we could get out of strength, right? Can we even make that comparison? And the answer is yes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 26 spirit regeneration every 2 seconds. I'm going to divide it by 2 and give us per second. So now we're looking at 13 mana regeneration per second. Then I'm going to cut it down even further. I'm going to reduce this by 30% to try to take into account how much spirit regeneration we lose when we're casting spells. This all factors in. Again, I've done this stuff for many videos with Paladin on the subject, and it's just I can just tell you right now that reducing it by 30 just basically feels good, because what you're going to do is you're going to run up to the enemy. You're going to hit them with Flame Shock. They're going to start running to you. You're going to run to them. You're going to start attacking them. Then you're going to put down a Searing Totem. Then you're going to cast a Lightning Shield. You're going to use that 4.5 seconds of cast time. And then you're just going to stop and let Spirit Regeneration do its damn job. So that short period of cast time and then having to heal yourself every now and then is going to reduce the amount of benefit you get from Spirit by about 30% in my experience. Okay, so we're going to do that. So now what we're looking at is 9.1 mana regeneration per fucking second gained from all this goddamn Spirit Gear. All right. And as you know, we have a bunch of spells that can literally convert that into just DPS, into 1-to-1 ratio with damage, pretty much at will, if not even better. So a lot of these are actually a lot better than 1-to-1, so I'm just going to make my life easy and say it's 10. So basically, all this fucking gear that I have on me, all this Spirit Gear, is basically amounting to 10 additional DPS on my character in the grand scheme of things, roughly speaking. All right, sounds limp dick, right? Let me pull up a different calculator here. There we go. Move them on over. What do we need? Now let's ask ourselves, how much strength gear would we need to get an additional 10 DPS on our character? And what really screws over strength as a stat in Classic World of Warcraft is the fact that most of your enemies have armor. And it's the fact that a class like Shaman, when they're not wearing the Spirit Gear, is going to be spending a considerable amount of downtime drinking. This thing doesn't have any downtime. It's just go, 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 go. And so the vast majority of enemies in Classic World of Warcraft that you're fighting as you're leveling have roughly 40% armor damage reduction. Casters have like 30%. Some enemies like turtles and bears have closer to 50%. But the average damage reduction, if the vast majority of enemies that you're fighting in Classic World of Warcraft, physical damage reduction is 40%. And that's what really ends up screwing over strength gear damage output. That and the downtime. So, for example, let's take... how do I want to calculate this? Let's look at it this way. So, actually, let's remove this. Let's remove that, because you're never going to have food that have strength. And let's just ask ourselves, what if this was strength instead of spirit? So right now I have 82 spirit on this character. What if that was 82 strength instead, right? Because that's essentially what having a crap ton of strength gear will do on you. Well, let's go check it out. All right, cool. So what the strength gear would do is if I had 82 strength, I would need to divide that by 7, because it's 2 strength. 1 point of strength is worth 2 attack power, and it's 14 attack power for 1 point of DPS. Basically, you divide by 7, and it gives you exactly how much you want. So this would be like 11.7 DPS. If you want proof of this, I can just do it really fast. So we got damage per second is currently 35.4. If I activate Rock Biter, it's going to increase it by 193. If I pull up a calculator here really quickly, let's get the other... Yeah, we can do this one. That's fine. 193. What the? Thank you. Jesus. 193 divided by 14 equals... We're expecting to go up about 14 attack power when I activate Rock Biter. So let's see if that actually jives. So 14 attack power, we should be somewhere in the vicinity of 49.3. 49.3. Okay, perfect. Lol. It's like I did that once before. Anyways, so as you can see, the math checks out just fine. 14 attack power is worth 1 point of DPS, and 7 strength is going to give you 14 attack power. So, what was it? Okay, so we have 82 strength. We divide that by 7. That's going to give us 11.71 DPS. We then, unfortunately, have to reduce that by 40%, because that's what the vast majority of enemy armor damage reduction is going to do to that DPS, you can already see that we've fallen below 10 DPS compared to what the Spirit Gear would give us on our Shaman. And it gets even worse than that because you have to factor in, like, downtime. So, unfortunately, I have to reduce this by even more, probably close to something stupid. Like, if I'm being generous, we could cut it by 10% due to having to drink from downtime. And very quickly, you can see that these two numbers don't even fucking compare to each other. The Spirit Gear is adding way more DPS to our character than the Strength Gear ever would. And then, of course, you start factoring other factors, like if we're wearing a shield and not a two-hander, we don't lose that much strength from using a one-hander versus a two-hander. And then the shield is doing terrible things for your armor. So if I go over here and, like, really good things for your armor. If I go over here and I remove my shield, I'm at 20% physical damage reduction, and that's with a like 4 reinforced armor kits. If I put on the shield, we go closer to like 33%. Well, if you know your math, you'll know that 20% physical damage reduction will increase your effective HP on your Shaman by 25%. So if I take this number and I multiply it by, 80%, which would be a 20% damage reduction, you'll see we'll be at 100. So that's what the armor is effectively doing is it's increasing what 20% armor is effectively doing, damage reduction, god damn it. What 20% physical damage reduction is effectively doing for your character is that it is increasing the amount of HP that you effectively have by 25%, and it is increasing any healing efficiency on you effectively by 25%. However, if you jump up to 33%, then that's actually a 50% increase in your effective HP. It basically doubles the effective efficiency of it. Yeah, it's a doubling of the efficiency of it. So if I go 150 and I multiply this by 6.66666, which would be a 36% damage reduction, you can see the exact same effect. So the difference between wearing a shield and not wearing a shield, especially when you're still stuck in leather gear on your Shaman, is actually a really big fucking deal. And if you recall, any mana we are saving can get turned into DPS, being so valuable on this character. Whatever the hell you think you're losing from using a one-hander and a shield on your Shaman, compared to a two-hander, you're not losing nothing because you're gaining massive amounts of... You basically don't have to heal yourself anywhere near as much when you're wearing the shield, and that just means you have more mana to convert into fucking damage. And the Shaman's so efficient at that it just ends up being on very similar combat performance as to whether... Basically, what I'm trying to say is whether I wear a shield or not or on this character, whether I have a two-hander or a one-hander, it's going to pump out roughly the same amount of DPS, just because of the mana efficiency you're saving with the shield is basically what I'm trying to explain. On top of the fact that... But it gets worse because your HP bar... Fuck. What I just described only explains one side of the benefit of the bonus armor, and that is the increased healing efficiency. Your heals are more efficient on you, therefore you save mana, therefore you do more DPS because you have more mana to feed into DPS, you have less downtime, you just perform better, okay? That's only one side of the coin, though. The other side of the coin is that your standing effective HP has been noticeably increased, okay? And because your standing effective HP has been noticeably increased, this means you can survive longer in a spirit regeneration state, especially when things are kind of bad, and you can just let your spirit... You don't have to heal yourself as much in combat, like physically in combat, so the next thing you know, you're like just letting your spirit regeneration happen more. And that gives you more mana, which means more damage. Moral of the story is, wear a fucking shield. Especially if it's hardcore. It's actually just as good, if not better, than wearing a damn two-handed weapon. Alright, what the hell was the other thing I wanted to look at here? Oh, and it gets worse, right? Because when you put on a shield, there's a 5% chance to block incoming attacks. Every time you block an attack, like this thing here says it'll block 14 damage. Every time this thing blocks, it's basically worth, let me think about this. It's worth +7 mana on your stupid character. There's other dumb things where it's like in the skill trees. If you're going enhancement, you can get shield specialization, increases the doubles the chance for you to block, increases the amount that you block by. It's just giving you more mana, which again is basically just more DPS. So this thing right here is basically more survivability, more spirit regeneration, more DPS. This thing is more survivability, more spirit regeneration, more DPS. This thing right here is just more efficient lightning shield, more DPS. Then you get down here to anticipation, having a 5% chance to dodge enemy attacks. Fuck yeah, that's more mana, that's more DPS. Toughness, no idea if I want to pick that up or not. And then 1 point in parry by the time you're down to parry. And when in TBC, you'll have dual wield down here somewhere, which is just mwah. Also pretty damn good. But we don't have that in Classic World of Warcraft, but parry will also give you a 5% chance. So basically what happens here is it's like, let's say I have 5 points here, I have 5 points here, and I have 1 point in parry, and I'm wearing a shield. This is basically a 10% chance to just not take damage effectively in the later stages, especially when this gets put points into. This is another 5% chance to just when I get attacked to just not take damage, save mana, do more DPS. This means when I get punched in the dick anyways, I still save mana. I don't know if that's worth it. It's 100% worth it on a paladin to take toughness. Don't know on a shaman, especially prior to level 40. I'll have to think about that. Parry's an additional 5% chance. So all these things are just giving you more mana. I'm currently in the hardcore version of this thing, though. I proposed in hardcore that you go all the way down basically to nature swiftness, and then when you're done putting points into nature swiftness, that you should come over here and basically do what the hell I just said. But hopefully we're on the same page that the Spirit Gear, due to the increased mana regeneration, is just going to do way more for your DPS than the Strength Gear is going to do for you in the grand scheme of things. This is exactly what happened on the Paladin, and the Paladin doesn't have access to a shit ton of instant cast, front-loadable, fucking 1-to-1 spell power, mana ratio, damage to mana ratio spells on him. So the Shaman just takes Spirit Gear to a different level in efficiency, and it was even fucking amazing on the Paladin already. Alright, what the hell else do I want to talk about here? I think that's about it. There's one other thing to discuss, and that is where Strength Gear is actually good. So let me go over here really quick. Let me pick up some more gems here, and let's get this show on the road. Where is... I don't want to do that anytime soon. Okay, so the only elephant in the room to talk about is what makes Strength Gear good and where it is good. So, for example, Spirit Gear is still really good on a warrior, but Strength Gear might be even better on a warrior. And that's because warriors... how do I put this? Any class in the game that can take attack power and start exponentially increasing the value of its DPS, like growing the value of its DPS in the talent tree, or in their base toolkit, suddenly Strength Gear becomes noticeably better than a Stamina Spirit Gear. So, for example, Enhancement Shaman has some of these, like Thundering Strikes, increasing the critical strike by 1%. Flurry will also dramatically increase the effectiveness of your DPS. And then come TBC, you'll have dual wielding, right? Dual wielding is, it's close to like a 40 or a 50%, that's not even true. It's close to like a 50% increase in your effective attack power stat. And if you recalled before, we basically had like, 6.5 DPS over here and like 10 DPS over here from the Stamina Spirit Gear. If your class starts mining enough physical damage buffs and synergies out of the skill tree, you can suddenly see the Strength Gear start outperforming the Spirit Gear. But this is classic World of Warcraft Shaman, and you ain't got shit fuck all while you're leveling in synergy for the Strength Gear, but your base toolkit is so fucking good for just having mana and converting it into damage that you're basically stupid if you're wearing strength gear. I'm just gonna point that out really quick. All right, so I'm going to pause the video here. I'm going to make my way over to the Harpy Cave in Thousand Needles, and we'll do this quest that I haven't done in ages. Maybe I'll get myself killed, and we can laugh. This is not hardcore, but this is just me testing out stuff. But I'm going to get this buff, and I'm going to fly over there, and I'll pause the video, and I'll see you when I'm there. All right, let's get out of here. Free win post. All right, pausing the video. Oh, right. So I just remembered while I'm flying out here, there's another elephant in the room when it comes to wielding a two-handed weapon, and that is the whole slow down your enemy with Earthbind Totem, specifically, I think. Like, use a slow two-hander, hit them, hit the enemy mob, run out of range, wait for your two-hander to swing timer to regenerate, and then go back in and hit them again, right? Like that whole deal. Actually, we're going to go over here. I don't trust this. That's my hardcore brain. I'm like, nah, I ain't going for that one. I know fucking better than that. Let's see if I would have died. I'm just going to keep pressing W. Doesn't look... No, I wouldn't have died, but we ain't doing that shit. Let's get back a little bit, just in case I click a wrong button. What the hell do I want to say? Right. So, there's... Cargos and Friends made a video a while back basically explaining that if you're doing that strategy where you're slowing down the mob and you're getting in to swing the weapon and then you're getting out to avoid the incoming attacks, it's basically the equivalent of your shaman getting like 40% armor or 40% damage reduction, we should say, not armor. I guess technically armor works too because, I mean, you're not exactly reducing spell damage. But there's no reason you can't do if that's what you're into with a two-handed weapon, with the Stamina Spirit Gear. Like, okay, yeah. So, you got me. You can use a two-hander and slow down if you really want to, like, go that route. I don't really like that because, how do I put this? For me, that's just too much damn work. And it's not like I can't throw a shield spike on my damn shield and get some DPS increasers out of the damn thing, and then just let the shield do its damn job, right? Which is to reduce my damage and blah, 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 blah. Not to mention the shields come with a fair bit of stats. Am I going the wrong way? I don't think so. So, yeah, we're going to run out here to the Harpies. We're going to do this quest. Hopefully nobody else is out here. If I am wrong about this stuff, then I'm going to get my butt kicked, but if I'm right, it's going to look like an absolute fucking joke. This quest should, I do believe, look like a complete ass joke. I vaguely remember this quest. I remember that the Harpies will silence you, kind of like they do in Alterac Valley. You're high up in the air, so running away is really dangerous. You can fall to your death. I also remember you go to the back of the cave and they like keep spawning on you, and I do believe the Harpies in the cave have really fast respawn times. That's my vague memory of what the hell's going on around here. Alright, so we're going to get ready here. Hopefully these things, they don't overlap. Okay, gotcha. I was wondering that when I bought the damn thing. More powerful spells already active. Oh, okay, that must be that thing. Okay, cool. So can't use the armor scroll and the armor potion at the same time. Good to know. I think you would know these things. Can you tell I play Paladin? I'm like, what the fuck would I need this armor potion for? Alright, let's get this buff. Make sure we got our Flame Tongue weapon active, and we'll get to it. So, the reason why I'm doing this at level 32... Thank you. Let's just get a test going, shall we? Anyways, oh crap, there might be a guy here. That sucks. I might have to pause the video and wait for him to do this quest. I just want to do this by myself. Anyways, whoa, where the hell are you going? Okay, so they also run. I didn't forget that, but I did forget to mention that. Anyways, the reason why I'm doing this at level... Where the fuck are you going? Come back here. The reason why I'm choosing to do this at level 32 is Shaman healing is really weird, or I should say interesting compared to Paladin. Paladin, of course, we have our Holy Light spell, and we have our Flash of Light spells. And our Holy Light spell is very mana efficient from a time perspective. But our, am I missing anything? Not really. Anyways, our Flash of Light is incredibly mana efficient, but not time efficient. Our Holy Light is very time efficient, but not mana efficient in the healing. Shaman's healing, both in Classic WoW and TBC, is a completely different animal. Basically, your Flash of Light is just as mana efficient as your healing wave. So if I do like 2 lesser healing waves, it's just as mana efficient as like 1 healing wave. It's just as mana efficient and time efficient. There's almost no difference between the two. The only thing that even remotely makes the Shaman's Holy Light equivalent superior is if it's specced. And this thing does, in fact, have it specced. So it's at 2.5 seconds compared to its normal 3 seconds. The problem with it is that... what am I trying to say here? I'm not even really paying attention to what the hell's going on. What the fudge am I trying to say? Basically, I'm doing this at level 32 and not like level 30 because it took forever for me to get a new rank of Healing Wave. I was stuck on Healing Wave rank 5 for like a million fucking years, and it kept giving me new ranks of lesser Healing Wave, like, oh, use this instead. And I'm like, fuck you, I have talents in Restoration to make this thing better, and I know my combat from my Paladin, so I'm like, basically, it's very easy for you to weave a lesser Healing Wave, especially when you're getting punched in the dick by a bunch of mobs, because most mobs have like a 2-second attack time. And so it's very easy for you to take a hit from a mob and then to get out a lesser healing wave before their auto attack resets. So you don't even really need, theoretically, healing focus 5 out of 5 to reduce the pushback. This is still a pretty efficient technique even when you have healing focus 5 out of 5 and there's multiple enemies attacking you. It's very easy for you to see like all their hits come in and then click lesser healing wave and to try to sneak in the lesser healing wave. But if you find yourself needing to heal yourself to full when in the middle of combat, so you can heal to full and let Spirit Regeneration do its damn job, lesser healing wave sucks suddenly under those conditions. The reason why lesser healing wave sucks is because of how spell pushback works in the game. So the first bit of spell pushback your character takes is 1 second of spell pushback, and then the next one is 0.5 seconds of spell pushback, and it can't push back any more than the base amount. So if I have 4 mobs attacking me and I want to cast a healing spell, I want to wait until all 4 mobs are about to bitch slap me and then immediately start my healing spell. And because that'll push it, that'll suffer me like, let's say I suffer 3 spell pushbacks when I'm like right here, or let's say I suffer it right when I'm at the H, okay, which is about half a second worth of cast time. I will suffer 1 second worth of spell pushback in the first hit I take, and then it will be 0.5 seconds, and then a quarter of a second. It keeps basically halving itself into oblivion. What that'll do is that I'll take 3 hits. That'll make my H go all the way down to 0, but then it'll basically start back up again, and I'll basically be immune to the enemy spell pushback for all extensive purposes. And what I'm trying to basically say here is that having a nice, big, chunky healing wave spell and knowing how to fucking use it properly, whether you have healing focus or not, is worth its weight in gold. And since they weren't giving me a new rank of it for a million years, trying to convince me to use fucking healing wave, it was pissing me off. If I am spamming healing wave and I'm keep getting punched in the dick by a bunch of mobs, I'm going to suffer so much more spell pushback. Because for the amount of healing that I'm basically taking compared to if I was just using Healing Wave, especially if I was using a Healing Wave properly. So if you have to heal yourself under emergency circumstances, the best thing for you to do is to try to sneak in a Healing Wave on a Shaman, is sneak in a Healing Wave first, and then to use the tactic I just explained with the greater Healing Wave. Wait till they're all about to punch you, then start your big boy heal. Hope you suffer any, if you're going to suffer any spell pushback, you suffer it right then and there. Yeah, go from there. So they weren't giving me a new rank, and it was really pissing me off. And so I was just like, when the hell am I going to get a new rank of this fucking healing spell? It finally gave me one at level 32, and so that's why we're here at level 32. There should be some harpies. Ah, crap. So someone's doing it. I'm going to... How the fuck do I get up here? Thank you. Anyways, I'm going to see how far they are along on this quest. And then I'm going to pause the video and try to do it my own damn self. Because this is unacceptable. Huh, alright. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, I see you. I see you. Alright, I'm going to sit here nice and comfortably. Pause the video. We're going to log out, pause the video. And I'll be back in like 5 minutes. And we'll see if we can't get this done properly. Alright, we're back. Let's try to do this thing. Going to eat another apple, wherever the hell the apples are. Seriously? Okay. Alright, let's do this thing. Oh my god. Well, off to a good start so far. Lol. Thank you, jackass. Yeah, so I do like the idea of these things line up pretty good. Like, wait till everybody hits you and then sneak in a lesser healing wave, then immediately start your greater healing wave, and their 2-second timer lines up just perfectly so that if you're going to suffer any spell pushback, that gets greatly reduced because it's so early in your spell cast. Yeah, like it. Okay, well, we can get up here. I am silenced. Roger that. Flame Tongue could use... Let's get this down. Okay. Don't think we got any... Yeah, there shouldn't be anybody behind us. Alright, cool. Let's get to it. Come here, jackass. Pretty serious on the runner department, that's for sure. Ah, action rear, okay. Yeah, I know, okay. So are we DCing? Is that what the fuck's about to happen here? Okay, alright, I understand. Thank you, Blizzard. Yes, Blizzard, you are beautiful. A special kind of beautiful. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is why we do not play hardcore Classic World of Warcraft. Not with the goddamn Chinese internet. Fuck no. So anyways, the moment we get in here, we're going to have to use our nature swiftness. Yikes. Can't even see my fucking... Thanks to Discord. How the hell am I hearing this? Okay, thank you. Fucking A. Gonna run soon. Hello? I hear we have auto attacks. I hear auto attacks are a thing. Lol. Oh, we attacked the wrong harpy. Lol. Okay. Fascinating. Bunch of jackasses, if you ask me. Alright, down nature swiftness. Should be back very soon. Everything else looks just fine, though. Put that down. Put this down. Put that down. Get this going. It looks fine. Really? Action rear again? Damn, alright. Have fun. Burn through a little bit of mana here. Not that big of a deal. Wow, that's a respawn rate for you. Damn, I'm gonna turtle up here a little bit. This is kind of ridiculous. Okay. Sure, why not? I've heard some guides on this, if I recall correctly, are like, don't loot them so they don't respawn so quickly. If this keeps happening, I will definitely look into that. Holy balls. But as you can see here, the stamina Spirit Gear is just not giving a fuck. Like, literally no fucks are given. So I guess I can just move up a little bit. Establish myself over here. Major swiftness is back. Is the respawn. Alright, cool. I'm going to do this just to move the earth totem. Since I think it only lasts like 30 seconds or something. 15 seconds? Okay. Yeah, I can get behind that. So I'm going to let my spirit regeneration happen. I'm just going to face tank this and auto attack it to death. Come on. Wow. How's the respawn rear? Okay, they stopped. Ah, crap. That's why all the respawning was happening. It's like, whatever. Alright, well, I'm going to get back into this corner right here. And I'm going to wait for the respawns to happen, because I want to do this legitimately. So we're just going to log out in this corner. And wait a few seconds. That's fine. Watch Blizzard try to screw me again. Lol. Actually, we might be able to do it right now. I mean, these respawns are coming kind of fast. Or do you think it's worth... Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, cool. We'll just do it like this. Not a big deal. Can I put that? Jesus Christ. Hello, lag? What the fuck? Like, also hello, lag? With the balls? Huh, weird. So I like how this bitch is just... There you go. You're like, huh? What? Taunt? What's that? Alright, cool. Let's get a nice heal in here, because it's going to get interesting. Okay. I think that's a natty. Yeah, we'll use our natty on this one. Want a piece of me? Doesn't look like it. But she does. Well, okay, we're silenced. Still swinging. There we go. That should work. Alright. She's running. Dead. Okay, cool. What a clusterfuck. I suppose the clusterfuck actually makes it a bit more impressive in the grand scheme of things. Why'd you do that twice? Nobody pressed that twice. Fuck you. Whatever. Food buff is doing fine. 7 minutes on food buff. Things could get frisky though, so let's do one more apple. I'm waiting for our spirit regeneration anyways. 9 minutes on the 30-minute buff. Okay, yeah, we're good. Alright. Let's see what we can do. I want to put down our stuff or not. Yeah, thank you. Ah, Blizzard, what the fuck, man? God, that lag is impressive. The lag impresses me, good sir. Jesus. Okay, let's loot him like a dumbass. Gotcha. And I vaguely remember I need to, like, loot these supplies or something, and some harpies will show up. Is that how that works? Ah, there we are. Silence me already, huh? Cute. That should be her dead. Whether she runs or not doesn't matter. Get one of those down. Get one of these down. Let spirit regeneration happen. Fucking jackasses. Okay. Maybe that just started the event. So I don't need to, like... Look at this lag. What the fuck is this? Put down the totem. Oh, I'm silenced. Weird. Thank you. Flame shock that piece of shit. Or not. Be silenced instead. Hi, how's it going? Hit this bitch one more time. Hit her. Thank you. Yeesh. Let's snuggle up in the corner here, shall we? Thank you for the lag. Actually, I don't think I'm going to use... I'm going to let the... against 3 targets, it's probably better if we have the damage reduction. Let's use the natty while we can. And now we'll let Spirit Regeneration do its thing. Okay. This, that, and on this bitch. Flame... Yeah, Searing Totem should be gone now. I'm just gonna let my Spirit Regeneration happen. My guess is there's another fucking party of dickheads behind this one. Alright. Oh, that should be fine though. Can we hit her? Are we hitting her? Lol. Okay, not having the Earth Totem down is bad, so we'll put that down. That means another one of the Flame Shock, and I want another Earth. Okay, so she should be dead. Focus on this one. Now we need to let Spirit Regeneration do its thing. Oh, she pulled an extra. Okay, cool. That's cute. Considering the silence, we're going to use Stone Claw. Also can't let any more runners happen. Okay, cool. Silence again. Alright. Okay, ugh, silence. Alright, fine, whatever. Where's this bitch that needs to die? Okay, well, she's dead. Still silenced. That's cute. Let's use a healing potion. Okay, cool. Long-ass silence. Still silenced. Alright. She should die from the flame shock out there. This lag is pissing me off. Come here, bitch. Alright. Problem solved. Jesus. Little scary, I'm not gonna lie. The chain silences are fucking annoying. That's for sure. Are we missing anything? Flame tongue weapon did fall off. Could use one of these. I just need to get the hell out of here. Did we get her claw? Trial of endurance. So it I was gonna say, her claw should be here. Come here, dickheads. I'm just gonna beat her to death and let spirit regeneration happen. Yeah, sounds good to me. Take a drink of water. Okay, any more dumbass respawns? The answer is yes. Yeah, against 3 or more targets, rather than using a Stoneclaw totem, it's usually better to use a Stone Skin totem. Stoneclaw totem is good when you need to heal yourself, if that makes any sense. Against 2 targets, the Stoneclaw totem is usually the way to go. So if 2 enemies get on me, then I'll throw down the Stoneclaw totem. But if it's 3 enemies, then I'm finding that the Stone Skin totem is usually better. This is reducing damage by 11 before armor. So basically what it means is if the enemy was hitting me for 100 and I had 50% armor, it would reduce it by 11 and then reduce it by 50%. So it doesn't synergize very well with additional armor, but your shaman has so low armor even with a shield that it's actually totally worth it. All right. Thank you. Silence me from that range? Fuck off. Silencing me is really annoying. In a strange way, the silencing is helping my mana regeneration, but not my kill times. That's funny. Another great thing I like about putting talent points into the restoration tree is this little beauty right here, the Totemic Mastery. Hit this thing. Here we have auto attacks. I'm silenced again. Okay. Yeah, so when you get down here, it's like everything is juicy. Juicy as hell down here. So we got 3% hit. Big fucking deal on your shaman. This thing increases the range of your totems by 30%, which suddenly actually makes them worth a damn. Whereas before that, they're not really worth it. Ugh. I'm just gonna let my spirit regeneration just beat her to death. So not big of a deal. And of course, you got the healing focus. So you actually heal in combat. Just the silences are just disgusting in here. Thank you. Okay, a couple more ticks, and then we'll do this. We will do this. This. So notice how there's one coming in. We'll drop the taunt totem. But if there's 3 of them on me, this physical damage reduction is usually superior. Thank you. I have no... this thing. There we go. Crap. What the hell's going on? What's going on? What the fuck is happening? I can't cast spells and I don't know why. Am I lagging out? This is the weirdest lag I've ever seen in my life. Jesus Christ, Blizzard. Fuck off. Oh, Blizzard, what do you got to do this for me? This is some of the worst lag I've seen in a while. And of course, it's when you make video. Thank you. Fuck you. Double fuck you. Triple fuck you. Jesus. Oh, there's a pushback. Ooh, double pushback. Nice. Like I don't even have 70% chance to resist that. How lovely. Fuck off, assholes. Ugh. Other interesting things I've learned. I learned this from the Paladin, and it seems to be also true on the Shaman. There's this thing where... Let's just get out here really quick. Post up here. Just in case some real shit goes down. So you would think things like Mana Spring Totem would be better than something like a Healing Spring Totem. But when you're using a Stamina Spirit Gear build, things like Seal of Light and Judgment of Light are actually worth it way more than you would think. Let's just get a nice little jump in here. Okay, cool. Are actually way worth it more than you would think. Because let's say that your Healing Stream Totem lets you go without healing for like an additional 10 seconds. So you can basically put off healing yourself for an additional 10 seconds while in combat. That is going to be worth, like, 50... It's like, what is that? That's like 250 additional mana that you ended up regenerating. Which ends up just being more efficient of a synergy with your Spirit Gear than it is with just getting, like, raw mana back. It's really weird. We see that on the Paladin, where it's like when you're wearing stamina... or Spirit Gear on your Paladin, the best gear to actually or rather than using Seal of Wisdom to regenerate every mana on auto attack, or Judgment of Wisdom to regenerate mana on every auto attack, it just ends up being better, especially under stressful multiple combat situations, to judge light into them. The Spirit Gear just ends up giving you way more mana because you don't have to heal yourself anywhere near as much. All right, so that really pissed me off. The stupid DCs all over the damn place. Holy crap. And the silences. I didn't really get to showcase just how of an efficient grinder the Stamina Spirit Gear is. So what we're going to do... Actually, it would be better to do this, wouldn't it? We're going to go back to Camp Monachi. We're going to get buffed out of our goddamn mind, because that really pissed me off. And then I'm going to fly to Thousand Needles, which is a good farming location. And I want to show you guys what this actually looks like while it's, fighting mobs roughly its same size. And the fact that it has no downtime and it's just going from mob to mob to mob to mob and look like zero shit's given. So anyways, I'm going to pause the video really fast. I'm about to level. Huh, interesting. Anyways, I'm going to pause the video really fast. I'm going to make my way down to Thousand Needles. Actually, let me think about this. How long is this video? This video is an hour long? Okay. Anyway, in that case... I'm going to end the video here. Deus Fault. I'm going to immediately go make another video showcasing what it looks like to actually grind this thing. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.